Week 2 of the SHEDDIE Basketball League. It is live right here on WUB Network, America's sports leader, as a pair of 1-0 squads square off the Chicago Stingers against the North Carolina Tar Heels. Derrick Rose, James Harden, Paul Pierce, Bosh, and Marc Gasol, the starters for the Chicago Stingers. John Wall, Wade, Wiggins, Davis, and Porzingis, the five out there for North Carolina. Tar Heels coming off of a 38-31 victory over Memphis, where John Wall led the way with 12 points. On the other end, the Stingers won a hard-fought game at home against Rochester, 33-30 in the opening week. Big game coming right here to start off week number 2 here in the SHEDDIE Basketball League. It'll be Porzingis and Gasol jumping. Porzingis, Gasol, the jump, it goes to North Carolina, and we're underway. John Wall with the ball. One thing to mention is that Joel Embiid was picked up by North Carolina. They got rid of Lance Stevenson, the first transaction in the league. As Porzingis has it, he's double-teamed. Porzingis to the top of the key, that's John Wall. Wall crosses over, inside that's Kristaps Porzingis. Now Wade tries a contested three, nails it anyway. 3 points from Dwayne Wade to get things started here. Wade in the last game had 10 points. And back the other way, here's Derrick Rose with it for the Stingers. Rose spins, pass inside. Gasol swatted hard by Porzingis, but a foul will be called. As Gasol took a hard tumble, and that will send him to the line. Gasol nails the first free throw. 5 points in the last game for him, as DeAndre Jordan's going to check in for Porzingis. So after week 2 is over, we'll have a video out with the standings and all the other statistics. As Gasol's second free throw also drops, so 2 of 2 from the line, and the Stingers trail 3-2 here with 3:18 to go in the first quarter. Here's John Wall with it, top of the key. Anthony Davis sets a screen on Derrick Rose. Wall crosses over once, twice, now backs up, puts up an awkward shot, and a foul's going to be called here on Chris Bosh. So Bosh picks up the foul, so both power forwards have picked up fouls here early, as it looks like a Stinger is at the scorer's table. I think LaMarcus Aldridge, that might be Rudy Gay, we'll check. Wall drops the first free throw. And that is LaMarcus Aldridge, who's checking in for Chicago. Remember, 3 fouls is the foul out, so technically Bosh and Porzingis both in foul trouble less than a minute into the game. Wall drops both of them, so it's 5-2 the score. Here's Chicago the other way, Derrick Rose with it. Rose is guarded by John Wall at the top of the key. Rose feeds left side LaMarcus Aldridge. Now inside, that's James Harden, who's going to spin a little. Harden tries to work inside, making some nice post moves on Wiggins. Just 4 to shoot. Harden trapped in the paint, gets a shot up, and steps back and hits. The Beard with his first bucket, and Chicago is back within 1. It's 5-4. So the other Eastern Conference matchup this week will have the Rochester Dragons taking on Memphis, the two teams who lost in week 1, as they'll try to get back on track. John Wall turns over the ball. Paul Pierce comes up with it. Back the other way, here comes Chicago. Paul Pierce finds Harden top of the key. James Harden inside, that's Marc Gasol backs in. Now back Derrick Rose left side. 8 to shoot here for the Stingers. James Harden with it. Harden spins, works inside. Backs up, mid-range J is good from James Harden. Harden's hit both of his first couple attempts, and halfway through the first quarter, Chicago now has a 6-5 lead here on the road against the Tar Heels. John Wall nearly turns over the ball again. Anthony Davis there to save him. John Wall steps back, long two, double team, no matter. John Wall with 4 points, and the Tar Heels lead 7-6. Derrick Rose the other way for the Stingers. Rose is guarded by John Wall. Now to the left side, that's James Harden. Harden back to Rose, around the horn to Paul Pierce in the corner. That doesn't go. DeAndre Jordan the rebound. And now here comes Dwayne Wade the other way for the North Carolina Tar Heels. 1:16 to go in quarter number 1. Wade passes DeAndre Jordan. Jordan kicks. Wall open in the corner. In and out. Rebound taken in by Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce the other way here for the Stingers. Pierce dribbles towards the corner. Inside, that's Marcus Gasol. Gasol with room, lays it up, doesn't go. Rebound, John Wall. John Wall, here he comes the other way for the Tar Heels. Wall feeds Dwayne Wade in the corner. Wade dribbles towards the middle, now backs up as James Harden's in his way. Wade makes a move. Now an aggressive dunk by Dwayne Wade. What a move there by Dwayne Wade to get to the basket. He's got 5, and the Tar Heels lead 9-6. He backed up. It didn't look like he was going to attack, and then he did. Here's James Harden with it. Harden already 4 points in the game. LaMarcus Aldridge with the ball. 5 to shoot here. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Harden in the corner, tries to back in. Harden puts up the shot after a nice post move and puts it in. 6 points for James Harden. He got off to a slow start against Rochester, but did finish with 11 points, tied for the team lead with Derrick Rose. Shot clock off, just 10 seconds still to elapse in the first quarter. Dwayne Wade working on James Harden. Final seconds, now just 5 seconds on the clock. Dwayne Wade puts one up as the buzzer sounds a little too strong, and that's the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books, and it's 9-8. North Carolina on top of Chicago as we head to the second quarter on WUB Network. Second quarter about to get underway. Here's Jeff Teague with it. He has just checked into the game. Marcus Gasol is also back in. So the Stingers, it looks like they got Jeff Teague, Harden, Rudy Gay, Gasol, and I believe Chris Bosh. As Harden tries a 3, it hits again. That's now 9 points for Harden, and Chicago is up 11-9. On the other side, Dwayne Wade is in there, as is Kristaps Porzingis, as Wade makes a move and puts it in to tie the game back up at 11. Wade, Wall, Porzingis, Parker, and I believe that's Joel Embiid. Yes, that is, right in the middle of your screen guarding Marcus Gasol right now. As that one's tipped away, who's going to get it? Gasol gets it, and he draws the foul again on Porzingis. Kristaps Porzingis now in major foul trouble. 2 fouls here, and he's 1 away from fouling out, and we still got 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And that sends Marcus Gasol to the line again. He hit his first 2, and now he's going to hit again. As Porzingis is going to come out, Wiggins is going to check in after Marcus Gasol hits his first free throw. Gasol and Harden, the only 2 who have scored so far for Chicago. As for the target, they've only gotten 2 as well in the scoring column, those being Dwayne Wade and John Wall. Gasol now 4 of 4 from the stripe today. Definitely been producing, and Chicago leads 13-11 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. John Wall's going to find Dwayne Wade. Wade moves inside, draws some contact, can't get the shot to go, and James Harden, the guilty culprit. He can't afford to pick up any fouls as Dwayne Wade will head to the line. First free throw is good for Dwayne Wade, who's got 8 points in the game. Wade hits both, so that's now 9 points from Dwayne Wade, and we're tied at 13. James Harden with it for Chicago. Harden trying to find Wade. Now that's Chris Bosh. Now back Harden. Harden straight on 3 over Dwayne Wade. Doesn't go. Wiggins the rebound. Let's see when Joel Embiid gets his first touch as he replaces Lance Stevenson on the roster. Stevenson had 2 points, 3 boards, and an assist off the bench in his first game, but it's been since dropped. And obviously, we could see him possibly get picked up later in the season. Definitely a talented player to have on any roster, as that was a miss there. As we're tied at 13, nearing the halfway point in the second quarter, 2:13 still to elapse. Jeff Teague is double-teamed. Teague makes a move, now finds Rudy Gay in the corner, and Rudy Gay nails the 3-pointer. Gay was held scoreless in the first game, but now 3 points from Rudy Gay, and Chicago is up 16-13. John Wall's going to find Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins pumps. Andrew Wiggins back to John Wall. Now Jabari Parker gets some room, and Parker drops one. Nice shot there from Jabari Parker as Chicago calls their first timeout. Parker had just 3 points in the first game of the season and producing early. So now it's just 1:43 to go in the second quarter, with Chicago leading North Carolina 16-15. And let's see if Joel Embiid can get any touches in this one. And we could expect a lot more playing time from him if Kristaps Porzingis were to foul out of this game. Jeff Teague with the ball. Teague finds Chris Bosh, who has just checked back in. Bosh tries to drive back to Teague. Teague tries a three and he drops it. And now right back the other way, North Carolina's going to call a timeout of their own, as they trail now at home by 4 here against Chicago with just 1:24 to go in the second quarter. As the next game on the schedule for the Chicago Stingers will be a home game against the Memphis Knights, as North Carolina will continue this 2-game homestand, and they'll be home against the Rochester Dragons in week number 3 before some out-of-conference play gets started, as John Wall can't hit on the drive. Rebound taken in by Rudy Gay. Here comes James Harden. Harden fires it across his body. Chris Bosh. Bosh in the circle. Jeff Teague right wing. 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. Chris Bosh with it. Bosh finds Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay sidesteps, backs up. Shot is good. 5 points from Rudy Gay. And it's 21-15 Chicago, up by 6 with 48 seconds to go in the second quarter. Dwayne Wade with the ball. Still Wade and Wall, the only two who have scored. Embiid's first touch. He's trying to work on Marc Gasol. Embiid backs up three-point line. Now he's going to find Dwayne Wade. Just 5 to shoot. Wade crosses over. Now that's Jabari Parker. Parker, shot up, is good. No good, pardon me, as Bosh takes the tumble. Rebound Marc Gasol. Here comes Jeff Teague. About 5 seconds separating shot and game clock. 15 shot clock, 20 game clock. Jeff Teague is guarded by Dwayne Wade. Now he finds Rudy Gay. Gay trying to really heat up. He can't get it to go. Gasol the rebound, and the putback is good. 6 points for Marc Gasol, his first that haven't come from the free throw line. Now a 15-6 run from Chicago since the end of the first quarter. Final seconds here in the second. Wade crosses over. Shot is good. 11 points from Wade. And pardon me, Jabari Parker has scored also from North Carolina. So they've gotten 3 scores. But nevertheless, they have some work to do as we head to the second half. At home, the Tar Heels trailing the Chicago Stingers by 6, 23-17 the score as we head to the halftime break. And as we look at some halftime numbers, 6 points from Marc Gasol, 9 from James Harden, 11 from Dwayne Wade on the other side. Great game from Wade, who already has eclipsed the number of points he had in the first game. That was 10 points. As we'll see who's on the floor. There's Paul Pierce back in. He feeds it to Harden as the second half gets underway. Harden is out there with Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Marc Gasol, Derrick Rose, the starting 5 for Chicago. For North Carolina, they are also going with most of their starting 5, except because of Porzingis' 2 fouls, DeAndre Jordan in, and never mind, right after that near turnover, Porzingis is going to come in for DeAndre Jordan. Like we said, Porzingis 2 fouls. He has not produced at all today. At risk of fouling out as Harden contested jumper no good. Rebound Anthony Davis. Davis has been ridiculously quiet so far. Only 3 points in the first game and nothing so far for this team's first round pick. Kristaps Porzingis with it. Just 8 to shoot. KP trying to work on Chris Bosh. Finds Wall. Wall thinks about a long 2. Decides better of it. Now Wade working on Harden. Wade hook shot is too strong. Rebound Harden. And Porzingis now called for the moving screen. And Porzingis has fouled out. Oh, we got to look at a replay of this. Was that deserving? You hear the boos from the crowd here in North Carolina. Does Porzingis deserve to be called for that foul? Let's just see how this one works. Let's see, he's coming off. Well, I mean, Rose was planted. Porzingis just took him out. But that was the 3rd foul, so Porzingis is going to end up with a big fat 0 for the day and only played 3 minutes of this game. Very disappointing outing here from Kristaps Porzingis. and was not really that stellar in the first game either, just 2 points. North Carolina's really going to need the bigs like him and Davis to start stepping up, as that's a miss there. Maybe that's part of the reason why they decided to pick up Joel Embiid, as driving right through and good is John Wall. Wall now with 6 points, and it's within 4 here. North Carolina, it's not too distant with 2:48 to go, and a timeout's going to be called here by Chicago. Nice job there by John Wall and Dwayne Wade. But no more Porzingis. He does, even if he's not doing much offensively, he provides a big defensive presence and can help to free up those lanes for drives like we just saw from Wall. I mean, they do have some big guys still. Yes, they've got Davis, they've got Jordan, and Joel Embiid now. But we'll have to see in this final 7 minutes how no Porzingis is going to hurt them. Marc Gasol thinks about a 3, decides maybe that wouldn't have been smart. Harden with 3 defenders near him, almost loses it, now finds Chris Bosh, top of the key. Now out on the right wing, shot up from Rose, way too strong. Rose scoreless in this one after scoring 11 in the season opener. Dwayne Wade with it. Wade trying to drive, there's Anthony Davis. Davis feeds on the left wing, that's John Wall. Wall, oh, what a nice pass to Andrew Wiggins, but he can't capitalize. Tipped in the air many times. Chris Bosh finally the one to secure the miss. Here comes James Harden the other way. James Harden with the ball for Chicago. Harden makes a nice move. Defenders all draped over him, and he still finds a way to finish. 11 points for James Harden, tied with Dwayne Wade for the game lead in terms of scoring. And Chicago back up 6. And the Tar Heels want to talk things over with just 1:52 to go here in quarter number 3. As LaMarcus Aldridge is going to check in for Marc Gasol. Jeff Teague replaces James Harden, trying to get Harden a breather, and Dwayne Wade also sits. Jabari Parker comes in. So the two big scorers in this one, Wade and Harden, both getting breathers, probably getting ready for that final quarter of play. Because this one is not over, especially if North Carolina can mount a couple good possessions. They might need Anthony Davis to start producing, as Jabari Parker wide open in the corner and he hits. Second bucket for Parker. And still just 3 players have gotten in the scoring column for the Tar Heels. Parker, Wall, and Wade. Derrick Rose, great spin move, but a little too much mustard on that shot. Rebound Andrew Wiggins. Here's John Wall the other way. John Wall crossing over back and forth on Derrick Rose. Wall finds Jabari Parker, who's open. Now back Wall, top of the key. Just 5 to shoot here for North Carolina. Parker tries a 3. No good. Rebound Chris Bosh. That would have made it a 1-point game if he had gotten that one to go. Derrick Rose trying to get inside the paint, but he's met by Andrew Wiggins. Now it's Jeff Teague in the corner. Back to Derrick Rose between the circles. 10 to shoot. Rose tries jumper. No good off the back iron. Tipped in the air. Aldridge the rebound, and he puts it down. LaMarcus Aldridge on the board for the first time. All 3 bench players have scored for the Stingers, even though they have 3 starters, Rose, Pierce, and Bosh, who have all gone scoreless so far. John Wall stripped and stolen by Chris Bosh. He fires ahead. Derrick Rose with the slam. Rose finally on the board after a beautiful assist on Chris Bosh after the steal. And now Chicago starting to run away. They are up by 8. And this has been a great start to the season from Chicago. And they'll be back home next week against Memphis. John Wall with it. He's going to find Andrew Wiggins on the right wing. Andrew Wiggins with 10 to shoot. About 11 seconds separating shot and game clock. John Wall with it. 5 to shoot. John Wall backs in. 15 seconds on the shot on the game clock. Wall, as the shot clock expires, no good. DeAndre Jordan the rebound. He puts it in to clean up the mess. DeAndre Jordan on the board, and it's 29-23 Stingers with 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Final seconds, Derrick Rose is going to drive, puts up a really awkward shot, but gets it to go anyway. Rose is made back-to-back. John Wall, can he hit another Hail Mary prayer like last week? No, that one's short, and that will end quarter number 3. North Carolina trailing by 8 points. Can they come back in the fourth quarter? We'll just have to wait and see. Dwayne Wade back in. They're going to have to rely on his hot hand. He's got 11 points. Nearly half of North Carolina's scoring today has come from Wade. Here's Anthony Davis, still scoreless. He finds Jabari Parker. They've got all their main offensive producers today in there. Wall, Wiggins, Parker, Wade, and Anthony Davis as Parker gets room and hits. That's 6 points for Jabari Parker. And on the other side for Chicago, Derrick Rose is out there with Paul Pierce, James Harden, and Bosh and Gasol. Now James Harden top of the key. Harden feeds, that's Marc Gasol. Bounce past Derrick Rose right wing. James Harden top of the key. James Harden crossing up. Bosh gets it back 3 seconds. Bosh, Rose as the shot clock expires. A big shot there. 6 points for Rose. He scored the last 6 for Chicago. And how about that? Capitalizing even when they had made their own mistake. And things like that are really demolishing for this North Carolina composure. And a bad miss there from Jabari Parker. Rebound by Pierce. Here comes James Harden. Just 2:48 to go in this one. James Harden finds Rose in the corner. Derrick Rose. Back to James Harden. Rose driving. 5 to shoot. Can Rose hit his 4th straight shot? Puts one up. Derrick Rose can't get that one to go. John Wall the rebound. John Wall finds Dwayne Wade on the left side. Wall tries to set a screen. Now it's Wade to Wiggins in the corner. He hits. That's a big 3 points. Wiggins, his first 3 points of the day come on the trifecta. North Carolina not done, trailing by 5 with 2:11 to go, and sensing a possible run coming, a smart timeout called by the Chicago Stingers. That could have been a momentum shifter, a smart decision by Chicago to call that timeout. As a couple changes coming here, Chris Bosh headed to the bench, LaMarcus Aldridge is in, and how about Joel Embiid getting some playing time at the 5 during crunch time instead of DeAndre Jordan as Jabari Parker heads to the bench. Paul Pierce is going to find Gasol on the wing. Marc Gasol has been a big factor today on the scoring end as well as the defensive end. Gasol tries to drive on Embiid. Just 2 minutes to go in this one. North Carolina really in need of a stop here. Derrick Rose finds the beard. The bearded one. Double teamed. Chucks a 3 as the shot clock expires. No good. Rebound Wall. They can make this a 1-possession game again. John Wall. Passes tipped and stolen by Harden. That one's gotta hurt. Big steal by Harden. Can he capitalize offensively? Just 1:35 to go. Harden is doubled by Wiggins and Davis. Derrick Rose comes back to get the ball. Derrick Rose spins, tries to get inside. Rose shot is no good. Rebound Davis. Still a chance here for North Carolina, but they got to move. Wade to Wall. Wall shot. No good, but he does draw the foul. That's 2 on Harden. So Harden 1 foul away from getting the boot. And that'll send John Wall to the line. Wall with 6 points in the game so far. Trying to raise that scoring average probably towards the tops of the league after scoring 12 in the first game of the season. And now a 7th point of the day comes from the line here. And North Carolina is within 4 with 1:15 to go. A lot of crazy games in this league last week, and none more than the double overtime thriller witnessed between the Timberwolves and the Crossovers, where Portland won 55-49 in double OT, led by 18 points from Klay Thompson. And this one could be another nail-biter. We had a couple nail-biters that last week, that one and Rochester, Chicago. And for the second straight week, Chicago had a big lead heading into the fourth quarter, but have started to cough it up. And Rochester, had D'Angelo Russell made a 3, would have sent that game to overtime. A big spill taken there by Wall. That helps LaMarcus Aldridge as he's open and hits. Big shot there from Aldridge. And a timeout's going to be called. Each team now with just 1 timeout remaining, and now it becomes ever more essential for North Carolina to score on this possession with 1:04 to go. and try to keep the ball out of Harden's hands afterwards. Embiid's going to find Wade. Wade drives in. Harden all over him. Wade's been quiet in the second half. Anthony Davis open. Blocked. Davis goes and he can't get the ball back. Aldridge ends up with it. Derrick Rose ahead to Harden in the corner. Jumper. No good off the side of the backboard. That was a ridiculous rush. I don't know what he was thinking. Andrew Wiggins. 38 seconds. Embiid thinks about it. Embiid backs up. Embiid taking way too much time. I don't know what he's doing. Just 5 to shoot. Embiid is met. Wild shot as the shot clock expires. No good. Pierce is fouled, and that's going to pretty much do it. I got to be honest, a lot of bad basketball played by both these teams over the final stretches. Harden with that ridiculous rush, but then Joel Embiid holding the ball for like forever as John Wall is going to foul him. And that will send Derrick Rose to the line. Rose with a big final quarter. Now 7 points for Rose on the day, who went scoreless until about 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Rose nails the second as well. 19 seconds, and North Carolina not giving up is going to call their final timeout. So if North Carolina, unless some miraculous miracle happens in these final 19 seconds, North Carolina would move to 1-1 with that game coming up in at home against Rochester. So they'll have another game on this homestand. As for Chicago, they'll be headed back home to take on the Memphis Knights. Embiid feeds it. Beno Udrih is in for the first time today. Jabari Parker tries a 3 and hits. How about Jabari Parker there? James Young is in the game, and he's going to be fouled. As they're bringing in a lot of guys in these final seconds who don't usually play, and James Young can't even hit the free throw, as now we got all kinds of different players coming into this game. 13 seconds, though, and Young couldn't hit the first or the second. Still an opportunity if they hustle. John Wall tries a 3. No good. Harden the rebound, and that's going to pretty much do it. That's Andrew Wiggins' foul. And that'll send Harden to the line. And now 12 points from Harden, and that'll pretty much be the dagger. As Pierce is going to check in for James Young. That was a little wild. And Young missed both free throws. And if Wall had hit that, that would have made it a 1-point game. But now just 6 seconds. They can try to hit one more just to make the blow a little softer. Wade fadeaway. Crazy 3 is good. How about that? Now they got to just make sure they get this inbounds pass in. The Chicago, just to make sure North Carolina doesn't chuck anything, because John Wall, as we remember in week 1, was able to hit a beyond half-court shot. So Chicago's just got to make sure they get this in safely. And they do, and that's going to do it. The Stingers, 2-0 after taking a big win on the road here against the North Carolina Tar Heels, who fall to 500, 1-1. A great game. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. We'll have more coming in the next couple weeks. Player of the game, 13 points from James Harden. On the other side, Dwayne Wade with 14. Jabari Parker added 9. 8 points, 4 boards, 3 assists from John Wall. And you look at some of the big reasons this team had some success. So we hope you enjoyed this one. This is WUB Network signing off. We'll see you next time.